JK here. I want to thank you for sharing part of your day with me.
Y'all ready for this?
Welcome back to week 5 of Fantasy Baseball Recap. Definitely coming out later than I expected, but hey, life happens and family comes first. We're going to go ahead and jump right into it. The Cheese Weasels are still in 5th place this week with 92.5 points. Definitely a fall from 102 last week, but it's all good. We still have lots of season left, right? We did get home runs from Mr. Spencer Torkelson, Yordan Alvarez, Trey Turner, and 3 from Mickey Moniak. My man, what a pickup. We also got some solo bases from Trey Turner, Zach Neto, and Chandler Simpson. We also had 8 walks from Taylor Ward and wins from Zach Wheeler and Jason Adam. He's a reliever. Also got me a hold. Oh well, whatever. I also got saves and holds from Jeff Hoffman, Abner Uribe, and Devin Williams. Woo, that one was kind of scary though. On the other side, Spencer Strider in his first return back in 2026 did not have a good outing against the Rockies. Come on, dog. Got losses and hurt ERA and whip from Paul Skeens and Michael King. That's not great. I also had very low or slow production from Taylor Ward, my boy Zach Neto. What's going on, man? Dalen Lyle, dude, you had 83 batting averages past week. God bless. Taylor Ward, you got a lot of walks, but brother, I need you to hit some home runs. I traded you away in one league, so maybe just keep getting, so many walks and not so many home runs. That'll be great. That'll make me look better. We had no ads or drops for this league, so that's good. We're gonna go ahead and move on to the Peach Creek Purgatory team. I tell you one thing, man. I, honest to goodness, accepted defeat going into Sunday. I was down by like 120. I was not thinking I was going to do well. I had such terrible starts from some of my pitchers, but like Jeff Goldblum says in Jurassic Park, life finds a way. And we won 820 to 805. It was not pretty, ladies and gentlemen. Top scorer, Clay Matthews, 71. When Clay Matthews is your leading scorer, you know you had a bad week. But he did have 71, so that's good. Then Matt Olson was 68, and then Christian Walker at 55. Let's talk about what we missed, and I actually have a list of it, okay? So, we didn't start Jameson Taillon because I didn't think it was a good start. He got me 34 points against the freaking Dodgers. Also missed Jason Dominguez, 26-point game. Just a 26-point game. He ended up getting me 4 for the week because I didn't start him any other time. I missed Brent Rooker's 19-point game, so he only got me 14 points for the week, which, again, I'm still glad he got me 14 points. That is obviously huge. I only won by 15, so 14 points. Still would have won, but it'd been here much chin chin. I missed a 13-point game from Austin Riley. He got me 1 point the rest of the week. Brandon Marsh, we missed an 11-point game. You still got me 14 points the other week. Thank you. And Adrian Morejon, we missed a 10-point game for you, and you got me 4 points the rest of the week. Thanks. Now we're going to flip it to what I did not miss, unfortunately, and that was a negative 15-point game for Michael Soroka. Oh, gosh. And then negative 16 points from Hunter Gaddis between 2 blown saves, a loss, and runs given up with very little, if any, strikeouts. But then a negative 20-point game from Rhett Lauder. Here's a crazy thing. They both gave up 8 earned runs. It just took Soroka 3 innings to do it, where Rhett Lauder beat him out and have it take 1.1 innings. As we all know, the ads and drops, the main one I want to focus on is Brant Herter. He got me 18 points. I picked him up as a relief or bolt guy for the Tigers, and he got me 18 points, giving me the win. I would have lost by 3 points had he not done so well. Oh, yes, thank you. I am very happy with you, Brant Herter. Thank you so much. This brought our record to 5-0. We are doing it, ladies and gentlemen. We're continuing our unbeaten streak, but I don't want to get complacent because there's a lot to be desired. We left a lot on the table, a lot of points, and we can't be doing that. Next team we're talking about is the Kent Murphy Dingers. This week, I really thought that my pitching was going to do me in. I had a terrible outing from Soroka, as we talked about. I had another bad outing from Brian Wu. So I was like, oh gosh, definitely going to lose the pitching, which is what I pride myself on winning. Well, I did win some pitching because my opponent had even worse starts from Kyle Bradish, Kevin Gausman, Michael King, and Brady Singer. Ended up winning 7-2. Now you might be thinking, how was that close? How did you think you were cooked? Well, again, the pitching was bad. And up for a little bit, my offense slowed down. But again, thanks to some of these guys that they came up big for me. Mr. Matt Olson, 3 home runs, scored 7 runs, and had 6 RBIs. Hunter Goodman, 2 home runs and 4 RBIs. I would like some more people on base and a higher batting average. Dude, you're hitting like 230 right now. That's not great. Also home runs from Corbin Carroll, Riley Green, and Alec Burleson. 2 solo base runs from Zach Neto. And I had saves from Lucas Ursich, Riley O'Brien, and Cade Smith. On the other side, though, Do we need to talk about pitching anymore? I mean, Brian Wu, bad outing. Michael Soroka, terrible outing. Thank goodness, because I'm doing this on Thursday morning. Yep, before I go to work. So hopefully the babies stay asleep. Yeah, really, really glad Soroka had a really good bounce back game against the Pirates of all teams. Didn't think that was going to happen. Also, Mackenzie Gore, you had a 7.36 ERA. You pitched 3 2/3 of an inning. What? You have so many walks, but you also have so many strikeouts, 45 and 34 innings. So keep doing that for me, I guess. But can we do something else? Like get some wins? Which may I add would have been my only win for the week because I had zero wins. Mackenzie Gore, you didn't help me any. I also had very little, if any, production from Dalen Lyle. We talked about him having an 83 batting average this week. And Matt Chapman. Go figure, dude. There's only one air drop for this week, and it was Josh Jung. I know it's Young, but again, we're going to keep saying it Jung. And we dropped Sal Frelick. That hurt my heart. That really did, man. But gotta do what you gotta do. This win, because I'm very happy we were able to come out with a win, brought me to 5-1, other than that cheapy loss at the very beginning of the season where we only had 4 days. That's the only blemish. This week, I'm playing my good friend Rough Rider. Right now, he's beating me. So I got to make a comeback. He's got me in runs. He got me in RBIs. Got me in stolen bases. I think he's got me in wins. So I got to do something, or else Mr. Rough Rider is going to give me another loss. We're going to round out my Yahoo teams and talk about the Cucumbas. This week, did not do a whole lot offensively, but did enough. My pitching, again, wasn't great, but did enough. Just very, very highly underperformed. But the underperformance was still not bad enough to give me a loss. I was able to come up with a win 5-4. It was close. That tied category was actually RBIs. Both of us had 16 RBIs. Oh my gosh. Those RBIs were accumulated through these 4 guys who had home runs for me. Dylan Dingler, my man, Ernie Clement, Yandy Diaz, and Riley Green. That's all the offensive production we're going to talk about. Let's move on over to the pitching. David Bednar and Kate Smith both had 2 saves. And then 4 of my starting pitchers had 2.7 ERAs or below. That's a positive we're going with. Now switching on over to the not so good part of things, which is a lot offensively. First of all, we had no stolen bases. Oof. We also had a 201 batting average. Oh, we again only had 16 RBIs. Yikes. We only had 4 home runs. Oh gosh. And yeah, there wasn't a whole lot offensively. But now the pitching gets to screw up for us. Brian Wu, you had a 9 ERA, brother. Jeff Hoffman, you continue to give up runs. What are you doing? In any case, let's move to the adds and drops. This week we pick up Michael Wacha. And I say for this week because it is a pick up and you get a 1 day later transaction in this league. It's kind of weird. So like if I drop someone on Monday, I don't get them Monday. I don't get them until Tuesday. That's even if it's like 12 a.m. on Sunday into Monday night, I do not get him until Tuesday. So you really have to think ahead. This is really where I'm going to have to be prepared in case I'm down on a weekend, because I'm going to have to pick up guys on Saturday. But here's the thing. I dropped Stephen Kwan and picked up Mr. Michael Wacha. I still got to use Stephen Kwan on Monday, just again, for example, but I got Michael Wacha for Tuesday. So it's kind of weird. I asked about changing it and they're like, we're already into the season. Like we were like 4 days into the season. Like we're already into the season. I don't want to change it. Okay, bro. If you're not used to change, that's on you, but whatever. I think it's a silly rule. In any case, the other guy we picked up was Gregory Soto. And that's because him and Dennis Santana are getting saves for the Pirates. And this kind of I don't say it's a big league, but very dependent on pitching. I am, because I lost Mr. freaking Tariq Skubal. Oh my gosh. I know that was this week. I'm going to talk about it again next week, but come on, man. But whatever. I'm not upset or anything. We dropped Patrick Corbin to make room for Gregory Soto. So the end of this week, I am 35, 22, and 3, sitting in 3rd place. I'm playing number 1 this week. I'm not getting too big-headed about it because there's 3 teams within 3rd and 5th place. This guy, I think he's like 7 games ahead or something like that. So it should be a good game. So far, it is a good game. Hopefully, I don't screw it up. 2 teams here in ESPN. Let's go ahead and talk about the South Harmon Institute of Technology. We ended up coming out with a win this week. 10 categories to 4 categories to 4. But we did have some injuries. I already have 4 guys on my IL. That's not great. They're coming back, after All-Star break. But Matt Brash went down. Bryce Terang was hurt a little bit. And then Brandon Woodruff. Oh my gosh. We just got Strider back. And we saw how that went. But in any case, ooh yeah. big win, but some big losses. Hopefully, Bryce Terang is going to continue to do better. He's been back and he stole the base for me the other night, so I'm good with that. Let's talk about the guys who helped me to this past week's victory, not this current week's victory, because again, it's Thursday. Mr. Matt Olson, 19 total bases and 3 home runs. I also had 12 total bases from Mr. Salvador Perez, Mr. Nick Gonzalez, and Mr. CJ Abrams. Woo! CJ Abrams doing big things this year. Well, they each had 12 total bases. Collectively, they were able to get me 2 home runs, 14 RBIs, and 12 runs scored. Taylor Ward did have 8 walks. Mr. K. Smith and Brian Baker had 2 saves for me each. I had no blown saves. Pumped about that, ladies and gentlemen. Moving on over to the guys who didn't do well for me. Spencer Strider. Now, again, I know it was his first start back, but this upcoming week, he's supposed to go against the Dodgers. Abso-freaking-lutely not. Alexander, why you didn't give me a blown save? You did, in fact, screw up my ERA and whip, so that's not great. Brandon Young. Lord, dude, I thought you were going to do better against a lowly Astros team. You got blown up, so that's not good. And I also missed 2 home runs from Mickey Moniak. Oh, wouldn't have changed the face of anything. Still would have won those categories, but would have been nice to have those home runs from him. Due to the ads and drops, it was very pitcher heavy. Let's go ahead and start with the non-pitcher, though. Jung Ho Lee, my man. Need you to get back to 300 hitting, dude. You're hitting like 265, 270 right now. Also picked up Rico Garcia, Tyler Alexander, Brandon Young, and Nick Martinez. On the other side, to make room for my guys, we dropped Matt Brash because he's hurt and went on IL, so we don't have any spots left. Brandon Young, that was an easy drop. Sal Frelick, that wasn't an easy drop. Nick Martinez, that was an easy drop, but then someone picked him up, so hopefully he doesn't do as well. And then we dropped Tyler Alexander, only to, again, pick him up later that week. Overall, the South Harmon Institute of Technology is 46, 20, and 16. I think we're sitting like second or third in our division, but again, I don't want to get hasty. I don't want to get too excited because this could absolutely blow up in our faces, especially with all the injuries. So happy with what we're doing, but still have room to improve. The last thing we're talking about is the Russell Matt Jim James team. This week was not a great performance for us, and we were going against someone who just did not match up well for us because they were much better than us. They had the likes of Mr. Jordan Walker with 11 RBIs, Pete Alonso with 3 home runs, and then Kyle Schwarber, who had 2 home runs and 6 walks. That's not great. So we ended up losing. Like, instead of just losing some categories, we lost the categories this week. I think it ended up changing throughout the week, so I think this is like 3, 9, and 4, something like that. Overall, we are 34, 30, and 16 in this league, so we went from like second or third down to 5th. Again, not terrible, not the worst thing in the world. I'm only a few games behind, but again, we have to make sure we're doing better because this is a league I do not want to miss the playoffs in again. And yeah, really want to shut some of those other guys up who are like, oh, we ain't doing a draft again because our teams are too good, because some stupid person let them have like Vladdy Daddy and Harper and Judge and Soto and Ohtani on the same team. And surprise, that guy's won the last few years. Like, really? Anyways, enough about other people being silly. Let's talk about my guys. We had 3 extra base hits from Wilson Contreras, Hunter Goodman. Both used to be catchers, or one used to have catcher eligibility. So my guys coming through. Heliot Ramos and Alec Burleson. Goodman and Burleson both had 2 home runs for me. Burleson had 8 RBIs, so that was good. Thank you so much for your service. Then Taylor Ward, like we talked about before, had 8 walks for me. Big time players making big time plays. Still only 1 home run though. Taylor Ward, what are you doing? Supposed to be a powerhouse. Anyways, Clay Holmes got me 2 wins and 12 strikeouts. Ooh, okay, I see you, Mr. Clay Holmes, former Yankee, now playing for the other team in New York. Around the good part out with 2 saves from Kate Smith, and then head on to the bad part. Talk about bad outings from Brandon Young, Tyler Alexander, Hunter Gaddis, and Kenley Jansen. Ugh. And then I had so many guys with below 200 batting averages. No wonder I lost. No wonder. No freaking wonder, guys. Moving on over to the ads and drops, we had to make a few plays towards the end of the weekend. So we picked up Jack Perkins, trying to get some saves, holds, and maybe a cheapy win. We also picked up Aaron Savali, who had a really good game, actually, on Sunday. Brandon Young, you screwed everything up. Forget you. Don't ever want you again. And we also picked up Tyler Alexander, who also kind of screwed stuff up for us. And our final pickup was Jung Ho Lee, who was doing great and then is now down to 270, which I'll take 270 from some guys. Like, maybe if Matt Chapman were hitting 270, oh, that would be great. Rafael Devers, 270, oh, that would be phenomenal. But no, Jung Ho Lee, I expect 300 from you. On the other side, unfortunately, we dropped Brian King, who picked up a save for Houston this past week. So, also dropped Hunter Gaddis because you can't find the strike zone and you keep giving up home runs. Also dropped Brandon Young, which is no surprise. And then Ben Brown. With Palencia coming back, Thibaut is still out, but I don't know if they're going to use Maton as setup, they're going to use Ben Brown as a setup or one of the setup guys, or use him in long relief. So I don't want to have him holding for hold or potential saves. I guess I could potentially get some wins, but I also don't want him to blow my ERA up or my whip, or blown saves, or whatever it may be. So, in any case, that does it for the recaps for the teams. Now let's talk about the people you should add. Go ahead and add Robbie Snelling and Braxton Garrett. Why both of them? They play for the Marlins. First of all, Robbie Snelling's going to get the start this Friday. I think. Is it against the Indians? I think it might be against them. Anyway, he's going to have a pretty good start. He's doing some really good stuff down in AAA. As is Braxton Garrett. However, they went ahead and started him Tuesday. So, he's not going to be the Friday starter. But Braxton Garrett, he didn't have the best of games Tuesday. But before that, he was at like 171 ERA with like a sub-1 whip. So, Braxton Garrett doing some things down in AAA. Hopefully, he comes back because they DFA'd Paddock. I could have told you they were going to do that. Lord, he's terrible. He's been terrible. He forgot how to pitch. Where was he at before? Where's Paddock? Didn't he start with the Twins? No, he started somewhere else. I don't know. He was good, and then he sucked. Someone else I think you should pick up, Rico Garcia. This man is unhittable. Not like Mason Miller unhittable, but he's doing pretty good things, right? He is also essentially going to be taking over as a closer because Andrew Kittredge got blown up last week. Also, Helsley went on the IL, and I don't trust anyone else in that bullpen, so Rico Garcia is your man. Jack Perkins could be a pickup for the A's. He did give up 2 runs last night, so that hurt his chances for a closer role. I don't know anyone who's strong in Oakland, or now just the athletics organization, to be the closer. Hogan Harris gave up some runs. Sterner gave up some runs. We talked about Perkins, it gave up some runs. Barlow gave up some runs. Like, I don't know of anyone who's like, oh, that's the guy. Perkins probably one of the best, right? We're finished with the pitchers. Let's talk about the hitters. Casey Schmidt, first, second, and third eligible. Nick Gonzalez, second, third, and short eligible. Also, need to look at Chase DeLauder. He is finally getting back on the horse there in Cleveland, doing some big things. Again, that's not going to be a high-powered offense, but better than what they got. The final 2 guys are in Colorado, Rumfeld and Johnston. I think it's Johnston. They both play first and third and or outfield, one of those 3 positions. I think Rumfield plays third and out, and Johnson plays first and out. Anyway, something like that. They're hitting between 270 and 300. They have some home runs. They have some RBIs. I think they're both rookies, so a lot of potential there. Showing a lot of, hey, let's do this. Rumfield has slowed down a little bit. Johnson's still hitting above 300, so take it with a grain of salt. I picked Rumfeld up. He had a home run last night. Of course, he was on my bench. So, yeah, pick those guys up with a grain of salt. Speculative ad, throw them in. Maybe it's an off day or something for your Jose Ramirez or for Matt Olson or something like that. Throw them in, see what they can do. That's going to do it for the recaps. That's going to do it for the people you should add. Thank you so much for joining me on this Thursday morning. I'm going to hopefully get this out while I'm at work or at least later tonight, and it'll be a super late ad. So hopefully your teams are doing well so far this week. Mine are doing decently well, but don't want to be complacent because there's still a few days left for me to screw this up. As always, this is JK. I want to thank you for sharing part of your day with me.